Hey guys, so it's Thursday night. I had work today and it was weird because instead of animating, I was modeling. I modeled and textured a snowboard because I have to animate this snowboarding scene and I'm like, oh, we don't have a snowboard. So I animated one and it's cool because it's like made of wood and then it's got these metal bindings. It's kind of cool. It's simple and cartoony, but I like it. Now I remember what I was going to talk about. Patreon. Yesterday, I hit my 4th Patreon milestone. So that's the first 4 milestones hit in the first month. Thank you guys so much. Like I didn't think I'd get here for a few months. Like the way I planned it out, I thought I'd hit maybe 1 milestone a month and then the later ones would be more spaced out, but 4 in 1 month. So that's amazing. At the same time, it's like scary because it's a lot to commit to. Like each milestone has a reward that I give back. And so it's like, oh, I have a lot of stuff like to keep up with, but it's like so awesome at the same time. So it's just a lot of expensive things like the closed captioning, the markers, and now this giveaway, which is the 4th milestone. So yeah, the giveaway probably won't be till maybe end of April. That'll give me some time to get some supplies, get some prints made, get some art made for the giveaway, all that kind of stuff. So, thank you guys, and it was just so unbelievable. And I was at work today, and well, even before, on my way to work, and then when I was at work, I was sitting there in like this state of shock when I got there, and I wasn't doing anything because I was like, oh my god, I technically could at this point quit my job and have like enough money that I'm not making just barely enough to survive. Like there's enough, I have a good enough safety net that I could quit my job. And I'm just like, because of that, I was sitting there in shock at my job, and I'm like, now's the time when I have to make these decisions because I know eventually I will quit. The question is when. So I don't know, it's just crazy. Because I just remember vlogging in the past about my frustrations and how I really wanted to get to this point, and now I'm here and I'm like, well. They stick to my feet. It feels cool to mush them. I'm just making some styrofoam wine. Just crushing the grapes. So, it is Friday, and I'm not doing a Twitch stream today, but I think I'm going to do one tomorrow. And I feel like Saturdays are a bit of a better day than Fridays. Plus, as I've previously mentioned, I'm not actually on a schedule anymore for Twitch streams, especially since I've been so busy lately. And so tomorrow's Twitch stream, I'm actually going to be doing art stuff. I'm going to be doing a Pokemon print for a convention. So I have an idea in mind, a concept. So I'm excited to work on it, but I'll just say that for tomorrow because I'm going to be doing some animation stuff today. And I got some things in the mail that I'm super excited about. So, as I've previously mentioned, I'm not planning on doing any mass printing with my new printer, but I wanted to get some photo paper to try stuff out. So I got this from a place called VizTech. It's a Canadian company. And yeah, Epson Ultra Premium photo paper in luster. And then I also, so that's the 8.5 by 11, and then this is A3, which is weird because that's not actually A4, that's an 8.5 by 11, which is pretty much A4, but there's a slight difference. And then this one is not an 11 by 17, it's an A3. There's a difference. Anyway, slight difference in measurements, but I just found it was weird that they're different. Anyway, so big paper and normal paper. This one looks like such a BB in comparison. It's like half the size. So I'm excited to do some test prints, although I don't know if I'm going to do any today. So I decided to move my printer here because, one, to get it off the ground, because someone told me you should not put printers on the ground, and that makes total sense because it's the same with computers. So I wanted to get it off the ground, and I might not keep it there though. I don't like how it's right next to the window because this is the little window that opens, plus we have the door to the patio, which we sometimes open in the summer to get air flowing, but I'm really paranoid about it because that's how Hogarth got in here, the big spider. So anyway, I just don't like the idea of dust coming in from outside and getting onto the printer. So what I think I'm going to do is I would like to get a bookcase for this area here, not a tall one because I don't want it to block the picture. And I found one on Walmart that I like, and it's about the same height as my existing cart thing, but it's wide enough that it actually fills the entire space here, which is pretty nice. I'll be able to fit all my books on it and then the stuff that's currently in these drawers. And I could even put my printer on top of it. It's not very wide, but if I pull a shelf away from the wall just a little bit, I could put my printer on top of it, and there, yeah. So I think that'd be a good spot for my printer. And I have the one I want bookmarked on the Walmart website, but I'm gonna hold off on buying it. It's $100, and I'm like, I've been buying so much stuff lately, like the printer, the paper for the printer, which is pretty expensive, the inks, and just like all the other things. Like, I just feel like, I mean, a lot of it is stuff that was for the Copic Alternatives video, but I just feel like I feel like I've been buying too much stuff. So I'm like, I need to slow down. I'll just wait, get the shelves maybe in a couple months or something. Anyway, I'm warming up some spaghetti. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Things are quite messy as usual. I actually did break down a whole bunch of cardboard boxes and took down a whole bunch of recycling and stuff. So I've got some cleaning done, but I might tidy up around my desk a bit more and then work on some animations. Guys, I got a dead pixel and I took a picture of it. Okay, it is right there. Oh, there we go, you can see it. And when you zoom in, really it's like a quarter of a pixel, because you know how each pixel is composed of multiple colors, as you can see from the zoom in, and it's one of the colors burnt out, but it's like right there. It's not the center of the screen, but it's like, you know, if you do rule of thirds, it's right there. And oh my god, the rule of thirds guideline just popped up on my camera. That was weird, and it's exactly on the dot. Ah! My god, why? And then when I'm in Toon Boom, which I am in right now because I'm animating, it's like right in the center. It's right there. It's right in the center of the area I'm working in. Curse you, dead pixel! It's too bright. I can't even look out the window without squinting. So it's Saturday, and I think I'm gonna do a live stream on Twitch, but I'm gonna draw a print, so it's not gonna be video game stuff. But I just opened the window to let some light in, and it's all depressing. Look at the trees. There's only a few remaining petals, because the weather made these trees lose their petals real fast. Like, it's not even April. And last year we didn't even move into this apartment until April, and the trees were still blooming for a long time. Like, I think almost a whole month. And so it's really sad. I thought we had another month of pretty trees, but they're already gone. Oh, it's not fair. Although, I mean, there's trees elsewhere throughout the city that are fine and stuff, but why? So it's now Sunday. It's an icky, rainy day, but I'm gonna leave and go to Staples because I want to get some regular printer paper as well as maybe some patterned paper or something, because I want to print out like a little note, kind of like a newsletter in a way, for Patreon. And so I just want something cute, and I could just print off a pattern when I print off the text, but I'm just gonna see if they have anything cute for papers. So the Staples that was easiest for me to get to closed. I think they moved to a new location, but I don't know where it is. So I'm just gonna go to the one downtown. Apparently it's really big, and so I'm excited because, I don't know, office supplies are exciting. So I'm just gonna like look around the giant Staples. And just an update on yesterday's live stream, because I didn't vlog after it. It went really well, and I really like how my picture turned out, because it turned out pretty much exactly how I pictured it would, which has never happened before. So I'll insert a picture of the final drawing of Mama Raichu. And I knew people would point this out. I addressed it in the live stream. Obviously most people weren't at the live stream, but yes, theoretically it should be a Pichu, not a Pikachu, but just assume it's Gen 1 where Pichu didn't exist, because I was like, man, I don't like Pichu as much, so I made it a Pikachu because everyone loves Pikachu. And then it's bottle feeding. Obviously that would not happen. Animals would just breastfeed, but I thought it was just cute, and in the live stream we were saying it could be moo moo milk. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a cute concept. It's not meant to be realistic. Like, come on, Pokemon are not realistic to begin with. But it's not even realistic to the Pokemon universe, really. Just enjoy the art and don't worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. So I'm back, and I made myself a little bowl of cut up fruit, and then I felt cold all of a sudden, so I just grabbed my blanket and curled up on the couch with Christian, and I fell asleep. And I don't like taking naps because I feel like it's wasting my time, and then I feel groggy when I wake up and I can't do anything for the first while. So anyway, at Staples I got my paper, just like a pack of regular inkjet printer paper, and then I got some kind of minty pastel green colored paper. I was gonna try to find something patterned, but the patterns were all super tacky, and there were some nicer ones that were actually meant to be cards for wedding invitations. So the paper was perforated halfway down, and then it was scored down the middle so you can fold it in half, and that actually works. That would have worked because I'm gonna be cutting my papers in half and then folding them in half to fit them in the envelope, so that's the size of a card. But it was pretty expensive because we got like this thin stack of papers, and it was, I don't know how much it was, it's like $15 for like this tiny stack of paper, and I was like, no. So yeah, I got that kind of greenish paper, and then I can just print my own border when I print the text. Like I can make it something cute. So I got those, and then I got some shipping labels. Probably in the future would just buy these online because Staples doesn't have the best price for this kind of stuff, but I was there, so I thought, why not? So this little white square in the corner is the actual size of the labels, and they're just little sticker mailing labels, and that way I can easily just print off people's addresses and then stick them down, because I knew for sure I was going to print people's addresses, but I didn't know if I wanted to buy sticker paper or not, and it's just going to make my life so much easier. So I didn't buy any specifically for the return address, so I don't know, I might just use tape to stick down my return address, but for everyone else, for you guys' addresses, I'm gonna use this stuff. So hopefully I can get it to print correctly with my new printer. So those are the things I got, and then I went to the post office. It was closed, but I still got into my P.O. box. There was 2 things plus like a delivery notice for something, which I obviously couldn't pick up because the post office was closed. So just grabbed a couple things. I'm actually getting pretty bad at opening mail. Like there's a pile here. Okay, I don't want to show it because there's a bunch of addresses showing, but I've probably got like I'd say 25, no, maybe about 20, maybe closer to 20 things to open that I haven't even opened yet. So I need to get on that. But I'm just gonna quickly do some stuff, and then I'm gonna make supper, which is this recipe spinach and sun-dried tomato pasta dish. And I'm gonna add some chicken to it. So that is what I'm doing. And then probably work on more animation stuff tonight because I'm gonna do some more Daily Boat stuff, and I'm gonna animate Ollie's scene, but I need him to be facing the front view, and right now his rig doesn't have a front view, so I'm gonna have to draw out front view rig. So I was like, well, I was gonna do that tomorrow, but I better start on it tonight because that'll take some time. So it's recording. So it is now Tuesday, and I just got home from work, and look at this shit. It came in the mail. I ordered this on one of my live streams. Yes. So it's from Rip and Dip Clothing. This is a men's shirt because they only had men's, not women's. And this is Lord Nermal. And it's kind of hard to pull down when you're not wearing it, but so good, so good. So yay, that's awesome. And then they sent me a bunch of stickers with it just for free, I guess. They're really weird. What? I don't think I'll be using this one. Anyway, so that's cool. I saw that shirt on Tumblr and I just needed to buy it. It was sold out though when I first went to the website, so I just bookmarked it. Oh, and I signed up for emails to get notified when it goes back in stock, and I got an email notification during the live stream, and I was like, yeah! So I'm pretty excited about that shirt. Ah! And that shirt's not the only reason I'm excited. So I guess this is like a big thing. It doesn't feel real to me yet, but I officially handed in my notice at work, so I'm going to be quitting in 1 month. I gave a full month's notice. I only have to do 2 weeks, but I just thought I'd be nice and give a full month's notice. So I work at like a smaller animation studio, and there's not many of us there, so that's why I felt kind of bad leaving. And I know my boss depends a lot on me, and he likes having me around and everything, so I knew he would be really sad if I left. So, but you know, I can't work there forever. I wouldn't work there forever even if I went, like, I would not stay there forever. I would eventually move on to another studio. So yeah, anyway, I was like, Baylee, just cut the cord. So in general, this keeps squeaking behind me. Stupid couch, I'm trying to vlog here. Anyway, so you guys know, I've talked about this in the vlogs before, how I intended to eventually quit my job because I just want to live as a self-employed artist and animator and work for myself instead of for a studio. You know, you work your own hours, you're your own boss, and ultimately you're building up your own business and your own bottom line instead of someone else's. So that's just what I think works best for me. And so I've talked about it in the vlogs before, and I've been mulling over this for a year now. Even before I mentioned it in the vlogs, I'm pretty sure I didn't mention it right away, but it was a year ago, I said to myself, 1 year from now, I'm gonna be where I want to be. And I'm pretty sure I said this to my coworker at the time because we were talking about it, and I was like, you know, in 1 year I think that's when I'll be where I want to be and when I can take the plunge and go for this. And now here we are 1 year later and I'm like, ah. So I was really stressing out about it because I was like, okay, I know I want to quit, just when is the right time? And I just decided that today was the best day because, one, it's the end of the month, so I can give, you know, a full month's notice and it works out perfectly. Two, we are kind of just starting production on our next movie. We're not really fully in production, so it's not like it's crunch time or anything. Plus we just hired back some animators that have worked for us previously, and so there's more people there. So I don't know, I just felt like it worked out. And so here's how it all went down. I went to work today, but I wasn't like, I was all morning, I was like, oh my god, like, am I gonna do it today? Am I gonna do it? I was trying to muster up the courage. I left for lunch early because I was unusually hungry, and I just thought about it over lunch, and that's when I was tweeting about it. I was like, I'm trying to eat, but my hands are shaking. And I was walking back to the studio after eating, and it was weird because I felt super light. It was like as if someone was just holding me up and supporting me. I just felt so weightless, which is weird because I just ate, and I just felt so good, and I just knew it was right. And so I go to the studio and I told the employees who were there that I was gonna be gone in 30 days kind of thing. And then I had to tell my boss, who wasn't in because he's not in most days. So I sent him, I typed up this email, and then I told the coworkers who were there, and then I sent the email immediately after. And my one boss was on Google Chat, so I messaged him. I was like, I just sent you a sad email. And he reads it and he comes back to the chat and he's like, no, and he put a sad face, and I was just like, oh no, here it begins. Like, this is what I was fearing because I knew I was fully confident about making this decision. I was, one, worried about what people who I know in real life are gonna think about this situation, and two, like, just saying it to my boss because I know he'd be so sad. So, oh, it was so tragic, and he was trying to bribe me to stay and all this stuff, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. So we just talked for a bit, and I talked a bit with his wife, who's my other boss too, and yeah, and then I just went on with my day. And then later in the afternoon, his wife messages me, she's like, he's so sad right now, and I was like, no. I felt so bad, but I can't, like, I have to cut the cord at some point. I can't stay there forever, so I just did it. And it's weird, it hasn't fully sunk in. I think once I stop going there, that's when it's gonna be like, oh, weird. So yeah, I haven't really talked much to my family about it. I was texting my sister at work, but I just got home from work right now, and I was like, I need to vlog about it. And my sister and I were gonna Skype, but then she remembered she has a night class tonight, so maybe we'll Skype when she gets home or something. But yeah, I'm just excited. I don't know what, like, my family and Christian's family is gonna think about it, but like I've mentioned, it's been no secret that this was a goal of mine, so I think people have seen it coming. Ultimately, I don't care what they think. I care, but I don't care, if you get what I mean. Like, everyone wants their family to be supportive, but at the same time, I'm like, they don't no one's gonna fully understand my situation, so I'm just gonna be like, whatever, and I'm just doing what I want to do, and if anyone doesn't like it, here's what I have to say about that. So I know some people might think, okay, it's kind of like a waste of schooling to go to school for animation and then leave an animation job, but I'm still gonna be animating. I do freelance stuff like the Daily Bump stuff. I'm actually still gonna be doing freelance work for my boss. He was like, can you at least do some freelance stuff? And I was like, okay, fine. As long as it's not too much, because that would defeat the purpose of leaving in the first place. So still gonna do occasional freelance stuff for him, at least for a while. I also animate for Daily Bumps, and then if those things go away, which eventually they will, I would love to animate my own little shorts for YouTube, just really quick things, like maybe 30 seconds long each, because animation is super time consuming, but that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I love animating, and I don't think my schooling was a waste at all, because I'm still going to be using it and everything. So yeah. And if anyone's thinking, oh, now you're not gonna have benefits, I never got benefits at my job, so that's not an issue. I just didn't have any kind of insurance for like health insurance for the longest time, which it's not really necessary in Canada, because things like hospital visits and seeing your doctor, all that stuff's free, but there's some things that aren't free, like prescriptions, dentists, yada yada. So I've looked into getting my own insurance in the past. Let's not even get into this. Bottom line is, or long story short, I get benefits through Christian's job. Woohoo, because we're common law husband and wife. Woo! So, anyway. Oh my god, like, this is a total game changer, you guys. And I feel like it was time to take the leap. And we'll see where this goes years down the line. If it doesn't work out, I can just go and get a job somewhere, you know, like it's not the end of the world. If 10 years from now YouTube no longer exists and I've lost all my viewers due to some scandal, they don't want to support me anymore or something, like, then I'll just go get a job. Like, I'm not worried about the future, and I'm pretty confident that I'll be successful in my artist ventures. So because I've currently got 5 sources of income right now, including my job at Arcana. So I still have 4 other things. Like, once I stop doing freelance, there's still, like, I have 4 other sources of income, and even more if you count things like occasional sponsorships and all that. There's another source of income right there. Like, I'll be fine. So it's so, like, I feel like I'm lying to the camera, like this never actually happened. What happened? It's so weird. It's so weird. Christian doesn't even know yet. I didn't tell him. We talk about it a lot, but I didn't tell him that today was the day. So yeah, I'm gonna tell him when he gets home. So and Christian's fully supportive of it, by the way, too. He was like, he even just will randomly bring it up. Like last night he was questioning me and he's like, you know, you have like 5 part-time jobs. And I was like, I know. Anyway, so good times, and I am just super pumped. So since I work 2 days a week right now, I will have 9 shifts left, and then the only work I'll be doing is my own work here. So yeah. God. Okay, so I think I should end this here, because this clip is very long and it's gonna make this vlog super long, but it's a big thing, so I just really wanted to tell you guys all the details. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. One more thing, I just realized this vlog is going up on April Fool's Day, but this is not an April Fool's joke. Okay, bye.
Took me a little while.
The one flap of the side facing you, the flap wouldn't close all the way, and I was like, oh no.
Hi.
My neck was starting to kink really badly.